Do you have a favorite behind the scenes moment?
We're all chanting Lynn, Lynn, Lynn after we finished filming Carnaval, and that was very, very meaningful, and I loved it. I really loved both of those, but there were so many other great ones that I probably can't even hit, but everything was amazing, but those had to be my two favorites.
What specific lessons did you learn while on set?
I learned, this was from Lynn, I learned to be respectful to anybody I see. Anybody. Literally. And to have a good work ethic and be very professional. And, if you have a dream, either go big or go home, really. You have to know what you love to do, and if you don't love whatever you're doing, then, then find something that you love, because there's always something for everybody. So that's kind of what I learned.
Were there any new dance styles that you learned while filming in the Heights?
I got way better at salsa, because I kind of trained in salsa, but it wasn't a lot. Like when I was younger, I did train in salsa for about a year or two, and then I kind of started doing like contemporary, more hip hop, more of anything I was doing. And then, on rehearsals, I learned way more salsa from Eddie and everyone, and I was like, oh my God. I learned a bunch of footwork, and yeah, so salsa and footwork, I gotta say, I learned a lot of footwork. That's what I learned, and I really progressed in Latin and salsa.
Nice. So. I loved seeing light feet like on that scale, and especially in a movie like for Washington Heights, and it's like the base of it is in New York, I believe. So it was just really cool.
Yeah.
To see it represented.
Yep.
What was your favorite moment from the press party?
The trailer release, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
It was, me and Haley went, and I really, really loved, so we were dancing on the stage, and then there were like two like chests like next to the stage, and we were like crawling between a light and like this like stand, I think, and we were like going, and we were dancing on the trunk, and it was so much like fun. And then we got to jump off and do a split, and it was like crazy, and then the crowd was like cheering, and then just like dancing on that stage and watching everything like happen in front of our eyes was so great. I loved it. And so yeah, and then like seeing everyone just like cheer us on, and like, oh my God, it just like made me realize how much support we had for this movie, and it really made me so happy and joyful. So yeah, that's probably my favorite.
Cool. How was the premiere week for you? Because I know you guys filmed this in 2019, so it was around 2 years after you filming this that you guys got to see it on the big screen.
Very busy. I went, me, Haley, and Lucas, we had like a matching, like, not matching, but we matched in color. So the first night we matched in white, and then the second night we matched in black. And it was so fun. Like the first day we watched the movie, and it was the first time ever seeing it, and that's when we were wearing white. And then the day after, it was for the dancers, and there was an after party, and it was, whoa, like a vibe. It was so hype, and it was just like, it was a really, really great party. It was so fun. And yeah, so it was busy, but I loved seeing the movie. I was like, oh my God. And then, yeah, the movie was great. And for my first time seeing it, I was like I never saw anything of it. But yeah, that's what I really loved about it.
How different is it auditioning for Broadway over TV and film?
For Broadway, it was different. It was very different because it was literally only acting and singing. For John Wayne and the Sack Lunch Bunch, they did ask me like what kind of styles I danced and whatever. And there was like a little thing that I did because they were like, can you show us a move or something? And so I did. And then, yeah. So like I did dance like a little bit for that one. And then in the Heights, it was like just dancing. So I didn't have to sing or act for that. And yeah, so for Broadway, it was just that. And it was the director. And I think some other people like working the show, sitting there with him. And then I got a call back, pretty much like any audition would go.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just got the call. I actually got the call a couple hours after my call back. I was asleep, and then I woke up, and my mom was like, I've been on the phone with your agent for a while, here you go. And I was like, okay. And I didn't really know what it was because I was like, why would my agent be calling? I just came back from a call back.
Right.
And then I was like, that fast? Wow. Like, oh my God. But yeah, it was very similar yet different.
What is your mindset when you go into an audition?
My mindset is to just have fun. That's the most important thing for me. Make sure that I know what I have to do, and I do it the way I would do it. Not like anybody else would do it. Just focus on the way I do things, because that's what stands out when you do stuff like that. You have to make sure that you're going all you. So that's kind of what I go into an audition with.
You were also in the Rose Tattoo on Broadway. What was that experience like?
So that I absolutely loved it, and it was the first like really legit thing that I did on stage. I gotta say, I really had a blast, and when I one of the other kids, Alex and Jacob, they were both in the Sack Lunch Bunch with me, which was such a coincidence. It was so crazy. And we were at I think it was the read-through for the Rose Tattoo, and we were like talking, and we were like, you're in the Sack Lunch Bunch, right? And they were like, yeah, are you? And I was like, yeah, I am. And then, because this was right before, this was the read-through, so it was way before we actually started. And so we were like, oh my God, we were in this together, like what? And then, yeah, so, I was like, whoa. And then I met Rose Tomei, and she was so nice. She was like a mom to me on set and everything. So I was like, oh my God. Backstage was so much fun. In the dressing room, I had Vanessa. She was our guardian. And, I learned so many things. I learned how to solve a Rubik's Cube. I learned, that like rainbow kind of like string?
Yeah.
I learned how to do like tricks on that. And I would also do homework all the time in the dressing rooms. And, I really just loved performing on stage. And I really loved doing Broadway a lot. So, it was a great experience, and, I would love to do it again.
How much time did you have to prepare for your role on Broadway?
That was about 3 weeks. We rehearsed for that, with blocking, staging, like learning Italian. That's what we did during rehearsal sometimes. And yeah, so it was about 3 weeks, and then we went right on to previews, and then opening night. So
what was your character Vivi like?
Like her and the other two kids, they were neighborhood kids, and they were very snoopy. She was I would say Vivi, she was very like nosy. She wanted to know what was going on, and I gotta say I can relate, because sometimes if I hear something going on and I'm like sitting right there, I'm like, wait, what? What did you say? Sorry, I missed it. Like, what? So I am kind of nosy, just a little bit. But, I think her and the other two boys, very nosy. But, I always wanted to know what was going on. So, yeah.
Nice. What were previews like? Because I know that's kind of like where you guys workshop things and kind of test out jokes or, scenes on the audience. So what was that like for you?
For me, I kind of took, like, I made it like it was the actual show, like I was doing it, so it can, like, be really, like, similar. So say someone's gonna come back and see the show again when it's there, like, it's pretty similar, you know? But, you know, the scenes, they went by very well. There was a lot of jokes and laughs going on. Like, if something went wrong, like, you know, the audience would laugh with us on stage. And yeah, I really, like, I kind of treated it as if I was doing the actual show, and it was, well, as if it was after opening night.
What was your Broadway debut like?
Having a Broadway debut, because when I was little, I'd be like, I want to do that when I'm older, and I didn't think it would be that soon, and I was like, oh my god, I'm actually doing this, like, what? And so, yeah, like, I gotta say, opening night, the party was so fun, the food was great, the show went very well and smooth, and, you know, I really just loved it. I kind of was like, you know what? I'm gonna, like, it was so enjoyable, and I would totally go back in time and go right back to that opening night and do it all over again. So yeah, I really, really loved it.
You are in the Heights, the movie, and you're also on Rose Tattoo on Broadway, and you happen to be in the same cast as Andrea Burns, who was in the original Broadway In the Heights cast. So what was that like? Did you guys get to share experiences?
She was so nice. Her son, he babysitted me sometimes, and, you know, she was super, super kind. And, you know, I talked to her, and I was like, I was in the movie, and I just wanted to, like, know, like, how was it doing it on Broadway? Like, was it any, like, I told her my experience, and she was like, yeah, like, it was pretty similar, and that's what I really loved. We had a lot of things in common. She was so nice, and I really loved her. She was so sweet.
To play anybody in the Heights, the Broadway show, who would it be?
I would play, ooh, that's very hard. It's very hard. I would say probably there's 3 people I would like to play, because it's very hard to make this decision. But I would say either one of the salon ladies. It doesn't really matter which one, because they're all very funny. Or either Vanessa, because she's a very strong young adult, or Nina, because, I don't know, I just really, really liked her. It's just like, I loved the character, and, you know, I feel like I can relate to her a lot, so.
What was it like filming the scene when you're home with Ariana and Leslie?
I did, and I actually met her, like, before they were going to film, and she was very, very nice. I really liked her. And, you know, I saw, like, I would see her, like, running up the stairs, like, at the, I don't know, it was like a terrace kind of thing.
Right.
Really nice to see that, like, Nina was, like, following her younger self. And, you know, I really love to see that kind of happen right in front of my eyes, and it was really nice.
You were in Rose Tattoo on Broadway for 8 shows a week for 11 weeks. Was there anything that surprised you about that experience?
Before I went to the show, I kind of had an idea that it was going to be 8 shows a week, because I know that they had a Monday, that was their day off, and there was a matinee for 2 days, and we would work for 6 days. So, you know, I didn't really know that it was going to be for 11 weeks, because I just kind of was going week by week by week by week, and then I kind of figured out, oh my god, wait, I just did that for 11 weeks. Like, what? Like, out of the show, like, oh man, that's a while. But yeah, I'm kind of glad that it was for that long and we had that many shows, because then I got a lot more bonding time with the cast and crew.
What was your favorite part about being on Broadway?
I kind of enjoyed it all. I can't really choose what I enjoyed more, because I loved going to hair and makeup and like us talking and like just I don't know. There were days where like they would get acai bowls and I would like have some, or going to go on stage and like before we would like have a tech rehearsal. Sometimes me and the woman playing my mom, who she's my voice coach now, Jen. We made up a whole like dance backstage, and then me and Alex, who was also in the sack lunch bunch with me, I actually knew him from my old studio, and we'd like danced together for 2 years. So it was like such a coincidence. And then with Jacob, like we would have a great time backstage, like all three of us, and yeah. So honestly, and meeting Mr. A and all the rest of the cast, like it was so great. I had such a great time.
Do you have any dream roles that you would like to do?
I would say Jasmine in Aladdin. I would love to play her. I've been wanting to play her since I was 5, and I've been wanting to so bad. So hopefully one day, fingers crossed.
Who inspires you the most?
I would say Lady Gaga. I love Lady Gaga because when she writes, produces, and sings her own music, she performs it live, and I really admire that about her. Another one is my mom, because she's the one that takes me everywhere, and she's very she taught me to be early to things. She really helps me a lot with my auditions, and I really love her. Like, she's one of my biggest idols, and I love her so much.
That's cool.
And yeah, I would say Lady Gaga and my mom.
Cool. What was the experience like performing on a show like Strahan and Sarah for the Halloween episode?
That was very, very fun. There was like smoke on the ground, and we were like dancing. We had a whole bunch of makeup on. We were like wearing zombie costumes, and it was very I don't know, like freaky and kind of very freaky, I would say. And I really loved that. I don't know why. I had a really great time. A lot of my dance friends were there. And yeah, I really loved it.
Well, switching gears to a very serious question, what is your favorite Stranger Things character?
Oh, I love Stranger
Things. I know.
It's my favorite show. I don't know. I would say either 11 or Steve.
What are some of your upcoming projects?
So I'm going to be playing young Gloria Stefan at the Muni this summer. It's going to be in St. Louis, and I'm super excited to do that because when I was younger, I really, really wanted to play Jasmine and young Gloria Stefan ever since I saw the show, and I never really thought I would actually play her. And now that I am super thrilled and so excited to be going out there this summer and to do it. And yeah, and then we have the next 2 sack bunches.